All right.
Making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman when I first started. Losses were often, now I can hit my targets. Even when it's dark, and it's important to acknowledge all of my involvement. This don't come out of nowhere, had to show endurance. And you know it's authentic, no copy, it's just me. Loyal to my destiny, can't give up, it's meant to be. They think it's too good to be true, I call it realty. For those who have eyes, I provide transparency, a vision that can't be unseen. You can try it yourself, whether on a demo account or on your own wealth. The method is so simple, the indicator's so simple. All you gotta do is tune in and pay attention. Hey, you see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a you see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. Had to become a marksman. Operation Wealth Ascension 2026 done no Done Tech Forex. Operation Wealth Ascension 2026 done no Done Tech Forex. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman when I first started. Losses were often, now I can hit my targets. Even when it's dark, and it's important to acknowledge all of my involvement. This don't come out of nowhere, had to show endurance. And you know it's authentic, no copy, it's just me. Loyal to my destiny, can't give up, it's meant to be. They think it's too good to be true, I call it realty. For those who have eyes, I provide transparency, a vision that can't be unseen. You can try it yourself, whether on a demo account or on your own wealth. The method is so simple, the indicator's so simple. All you gotta do is tune in and pay attention. Hey, you see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman when I first started. Losses were often, now I can hit my targets. Even when it's dark, and it's important to acknowledge all of my involvement. This don't come out of nowhere, had to show endurance. And you know it's authentic, no copy, it's just me. Loyal to my destiny, can't give up, it's meant to be. They think it's too good to be true, I call it realty. For those who have eyes, I provide transparency, a vision that can't be unseen.
It's a beautiful day. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm really checking something here which is very interesting. Good morning, good morning. Where are you watching this from? Good morning, good morning. Oof. Yesterday we were here live and I wanted to confirm something. I want us to see this. So let's see. There's a signal that we gave out yesterday. So let's see this. Let's see what we gave up this. Let's see.
Operation Wealth Ascension
I'm trying to open something here. Where are you watching this from? Good morning. What are you trading today? I want us to check something very interesting because yesterday we end a signal. How can I say a signal? So yesterday we end a signal. Let's see. Dennis, good morning. Good morning to you. Woo. So yesterday, after coming live, we were trading the USD JPY. Remember, this is zone that we are really talking about after the price to hit this zone here. This is the area that we were talking about. Don't buy at this zone because you can see how the market actually moved so fast when we achieved those targets, and that is what we are really talking about. So for those who are here, the few minutes we were trading on the USD JPY, that is the result that we really got from this, the USD JPY. I hope my screen is going to be visible on this, right? Look at this big move that we really got here, USD JPY. So where is the next target for this? Because I think let's see whether it's going to continue to move up, and I think we have tested that region several times. So if you missed this, you could have actually entered even twice or maybe the third time, because the area has actually been visited not only once but many times. So I think we end right an opportunity for our entry across this area here. So we end an opportunity for entry right after this area. Good morning. Where are you watching this from? Let me just know. How was your day? Yesterday we end the PPI. We end yesterday live and gave this, those you just not come so like several hours. Yesterday I was so fixed, but I really had to come and give out something. The millionaire trader, how are you doing, bro? Doing good here. Carlos, good morning to you. How are you doing? Now this is the USD JPY. So probably if you missed this, this is the time now we are going to let's talk about this, the USD JPY, the last signal that we really gave out from this market, the USD JPY. Now, if you look at this very carefully, you realize on the highest time frame, remember there's a reason why I said we're really not going to be buying from here. We are actually concentrating on this zone, and that's why you can see the market actually touched 158 and actually it moved very fast. That is comparing from this top here from 159 all the way down to these zones that we can see here. The market absolutely moved very fast, and those are things that you really have to know when it comes to the perfect entries, because if you miss just on opportunities, then I think you are going to have big problems. So that was a perfect one. So what is really going to be happening? Are we still really valid to buy the USD JPY? Because I really see we may be getting a still signal from this. Based on what I see, let's just do some virtual analysis. Probably this is going to help us between today, Thursday, and the end of the week, and we are going to be counting how much we have been able to make from this. If you're joining this, ensure that you like our opportunity. We want really to have big numbers. We want to cross over. So you're still doing this. Now, what is really happening to the USD JPY for those who are trading this? I was waiting for this market to come at least to 159, but there are so many people maybe wanted to buy at this zone, and that is a bad thing. So you can rewatch after this live stream. You can watch the yesterday analysis, but we are really going to revisit all of them. Now, this is what really happened. As you can see, this market is really moving down all the way, and this is our testing point. So the moment it crossed this line here, remember our entries are normally what we call the scaling in. So if I really want to enter the market, number one, I just have the first entry just located at this area here. Let me pin this. So the only thing I can just do is number one, to enter here. That is 100, and the next one all the way to this 8. So I have like 20 pips for the entry. That is the breathing zone that I just give it. So what I'm going to do is you just put what is known as the scaling in. The scaling in means that you are really dividing your lot sizes, and then you are making it to be you are just advancing this. You are just advancing what you are really going to be doing here. You are really advancing. You just advance what you are really doing here. You divide your stop losses, your loss sizes, so that at least you can enter in between these areas. So as the market moves down, you move with it, and that is something so interesting to have. Now, look at this. If you look at this market after this big move that really happened here, then just look at this, the final candle that we see here. So from all these candles that we see from this market onwards, apart from this one on the highest time frame, look at this closing point, look at this area. So this is actually a sign that this market is really moving up. As you can see from this candle here, after visiting our entry here, our entry zone. So sometimes I normally put what we call alerts. That's why you may be seeing me putting this alert on the Audicant, on DJ, Dow Johnson. This is UT100, and you can see I'm putting 49 for 30. That means that that is the area where it's either my stop loss is either my TP is there, or it's either where I'm putting this is that in case maybe I'm somewhere and the market actually triggers these zones, then I'll actually indefinitely come live and we trade this zone. So what I did yesterday, I did not put a buy limit, because I think that is mostly where we might be going wrong with this. If you place a buy limit, right? If you place a buy limit, that is really going to be a big problem here. Amazing. Now, what is really happening? You can see the USD JPY is actually back to the 158, 530. The best entry was actually when it has actually 300 here. So, but you can see already it has actually visited around 700. Yeah, so we already touched 700. So, if you're really going to be seeing this touching below 158, 500, like let's say 400, 300, then that is actually going to be the perfect entry for this. Specifically, if you look at 434, I think that is the last price that we're really going to have from this market, as we're going to proceed all the way to the top, because of course the market, this as signs of continuing to move on the upper side. I don't think USD JPY is really going to move all the way down. Let's just look on the higher time frame on this. This is for the scalping side. We are going to do this as well on the gold, so make sure that you stick here. We're going to do this on the gold. If you really trend price actions, you like price action, then go the USD JPY is actually a good pair to move on. Just look at this. This is the area I was talking about. So in between this, that is where we really got around this move 59. Yesterday we got around this area here, so the market actually visited this. So after this, God bless you, I don't think we are not yet really. Let's see whether we, yeah. So if you really did not enter this market, if you did not place a buy position, then I think we might be getting, probably at the end of the day, we might be getting these prices actually around 158, 157, 8 or 9. We might be getting actually it moving, that is below the prices right there. Might be getting the lower prices. We might be getting actually lower prices, as you can see from this. So this is daily time frame, and I think there is a gap that was really created, and the market maybe trying to fill that. So probably this candle is really going to continue to move this. So on the higher side of this market, what we can really wait for this market to do, you just wait at least to achieve this area here. Let's say another 100, almost 100 pips here. So if you missed the first entry that we entered yesterday, so I think this is also going to be another one. Our entry now is going to be located. Let me write everything down. Let's give a second, or that is going to last until tomorrow. So make sure that this is, if this market does not achieve this week, we are really going to change. We are going to change at the end of the week. We are going to change next week. We are going to change next week.
No copy, it's just me. Loyal to my destiny, can't give up, it's meant to be. They think it's too good to be true, I call it reality. For those who have eyes, I provide transparency, a vision that can't be unseen. You can try it yourself, whether on a demo account or on your own wealth. The method is so simple, the indicator's so simple. All you gotta do is tune in and pay attention. Hey, you see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living.
This 157, 880. I'll give exactly my entry, this zone here. Yeah, so this is what I'm going to give it. I'm going to concentrate on that. I'm going to concentrate on this one. So when this market comes to this area here, then I'm going to have a long buy entry point, as this market is going to create a new high from that one. So that is going to be my next entry. Of course, this market might be moving towards the downside.
Making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. See how I'm flexing and flossing. Making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. Had to become a marksman. Operation Wealth Ascension 2026 done no Done Tech Forex Operation Wealth Ascension 2026 done no Done Tech Forex. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman when I first started. Losses were often, now I can hit my targets, even when it's dark. And it's important to acknowledge all of my involvement. This don't come out of nowhere, had to show endurance. And you know it's authentic, no copy, it's just me. Loyal to my destiny, can't give up, it's meant to be. They think it's too good to be true, I call it reality. For those who have eyes, I provide transparency, a vision that can't be unseen. You can try it yourself, whether on a demo account or on your own wealth. The method is so simple, the indicator so simple. All you gotta do is tune in and pay attention. Hey, you see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. See how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman when I first started. Losses were often, now I can hit my targets, even when it's dark. And it's important to acknowledge all of my involvement. This don't come out of nowhere, had to show endurance. And you know it's authentic, no copy, it's just me. Loyal to my destiny, can't give up, it's meant to be. They think it's too good to be true, I call it reality. For those who have eyes, I provide transparency, a vision that can't be unseen. You can try it yourself, whether on a demo account or on your own wealth. The method is so simple, the indicator so simple. All you gotta do is tune in and pay attention. Hey, you see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. See how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. Had to become a marksman. Operation Wealth Ascension 2026 done no Done Tech Forex Operation Wealth Ascension 2026 done no Done Tech Forex. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living and profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless, they couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman when I first started. Losses were often, now I can hit my targets even when it's dark. And it's important to acknowledge all of my involvement. This don't come out of nowhere, had to show endurance. And you know it's authentic, no copy, it's just me. Loyal to my destiny, can't give up, it's meant to be. They think it's too good to be true, I call it reality. For those who have eyes, I provide transparency, a vision that can't be unseen. You can try it yourself, whether on a demo account or on your own wealth. The method is so simple, the indicator's so simple. All you gotta do is tune in and pay attention. Hey, you see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living and profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless, they couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living and profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless, they couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living and profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless, they couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman when I first started. Losses were often, now I can hit my targets even when it's dark. And it's important to acknowledge all of my involvement. This don't come out of nowhere, had to show endurance. And you know it's authentic, no copy, it's just me. Loyal to my destiny, can't give up, it's meant to be. They think it's too good to be true, I call it reality. For those who have eyes, I provide transparency, a vision that can't be unseen. You can try it yourself, whether on a demo account or on your own wealth. The method is so simple, the indicator's so simple. All you gotta do is tune in and pay attention. Hey, you see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living and profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless, they couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living and profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless, they couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. Had to become a marksman. Operation Wealth Ascension 2026, done no. Done tech Forex. Operation Wealth Ascension 2026, done no. Done tech Forex. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living and profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless, they couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman when I first started. Losses were often, now I can hit my targets even when it's dark. And it's important to acknowledge all of my involvement. This don't come out of nowhere, had to show endurance. And you know it's authentic, no copy, it's just me. Loyal to my destiny, can't give up, it's meant to be. They think it's too good to be true, I call it reality. For those who have eyes, I provide transparency, a vision that can't be unseen. You can try it yourself, whether on a demo account or on your own wealth. The method is so simple, the indicator's so simple. All you gotta do is tune in and pay attention. Hey, you see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living and profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless, they couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living and profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless, they couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living and profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless, they couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman when I first started. Losses were often, now I can hit my targets even when it's dark. And it's important to acknowledge all of my involvement. This don't come out of nowhere, had to show endurance. And you know it's authentic, no copy, it's just me. and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like Dun Tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. See how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like Dun Tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. Had to become a marksman. Operation Wealth Ascension. 2020 sets done, no. Dun Tech Forex. Operation Wealth Ascension. 2020 sets done, no. Dun Tech Forex. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like Dun Tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman when I first started. Losses were often, now I can hit my targets, even when it's dark. And it's important to acknowledge all of my involvement. This don't come out of nowhere, had to show endurance. And you know it's authentic, no copy, it's just me. Loyal to my destiny, can't give up, it's meant to be. They think it's too good to be true, I call it reality. For those who have eyes, I provide transparency, a vision that can't be unseen. You can try it yourself, whether on a demo account or on your own wealth. The method is so simple, the indicator's so simple. All you gotta do is tune in and pay attention. Hey, you see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like Dun Tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like Dun Tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. See how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like Dun Tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman when I first started. Losses were often, now I can hit my targets, even when it's dark. And it's important to acknowledge all of my involvement. This don't come out of nowhere, had to show endurance. And you know it's authentic, no copy, it's just me. Loyal to my destiny, can't give up, it's meant to be. They think it's too good to be true, I call it reality. For those who have eyes, I provide transparency, a vision that can't be unseen. You can try it yourself, whether on a demo account or on your own wealth. The method is so simple, the indicator's so simple. All you gotta do is tune in and pay attention. Hey, you see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like Dun Tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. See how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like Dun Tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. Had to become a marksman. Operation Wealth Ascension. 2020 sets done, no. Dun Tech Forex. Operation Wealth Ascension. 2020 sets done, no. Dun Tech Forex. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like Dun Tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman when I first started. Losses were often, now I can hit my targets, even when it's dark. And it's important to acknowledge all of my involvement. This don't come out of nowhere, had to show endurance. And you know it's authentic, no copy, it's just me. Loyal to my destiny, can't give up, it's meant to be. They think it's too good to be true, I call it reality. For those who have eyes, I provide transparency, a vision that can't be unseen. living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like Dun Tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like Dun Tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like Dun Tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman when I first started. Losses were often, now I can hit my targets even when it's dark. And it's important to acknowledge all of my involvement. This don't come out of nowhere, had to show endurance. And you know it's authentic, no copy, it's just me. Loyal to my destiny, can't give up, it's meant to be. They think it's too good to be true, I call it reality. For those who have eyes, I provide transparency, a vision that can't be unseen. You can try it yourself, whether on a demo account or on your own wealth. The method is so simple, the indicator's so simple. All you gotta do is tune in and pay attention. Hey, you see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like Dun Tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like Dun Tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. Had to become a marksman. Operation Wealth Ascension 2026, done no Dun Tech Forex. Operation Wealth Ascension 2026, done no Dun Tech Forex. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like Dun Tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman when I first started. Losses were often, now I can hit my targets even when it's dark. And it's important to acknowledge all of my involvement. This don't come out of nowhere, had to show endurance. And you know it's authentic, no copy, it's just me. Loyal to my destiny, can't give up, it's meant to be. They think it's too good to be true, I call it.
So that was great. Another sniper entry here for the US dollar, actually USD, the shiny metal.
Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like Dun Tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like Dun Tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like Dun Tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman when I first started. Losses were often, now I can hit my targets even when it's dark. And it's important to acknowledge all of my involvement. This don't come out of nowhere, had to show endurance. And you know it's authentic, no copy, it's just me. Loyal to my destiny, can't give up, it's meant to be. They think it's too good to be true, I call it reality. For those who have eyes, I provide transparency, a vision that can't be unseen. You can try it yourself, whether on a demo account or on your own wealth. The method is so simple, the indicator's so simple. All you gotta do is tune in and pay attention. Hey, you see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like Dun Tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. See how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like Dun Tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. Operation Wealth Ascension. 2026 done, no. Done Tech Forex. Operation Wealth Ascension. 2026 done, no. Done Tech Forex. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living and profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done Tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless, they couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman when I first started. Losses were often, now I can hit my targets even when it's dark. And it's important to acknowledge all of my involvement. This don't come out of nowhere, had to show endurance. And you know it's authentic.
So that was just a scalping point. So we're going to try and enter some other, and we're going to have some other entries. This is gold. I have really switched so very fast in terms of the gold. Let's check something else here, right? So remember USD. Before you move now to the analysis of the gold and why I enter there, let's see Euro USD, USD JPY. Don't forget about that one. The price is really moving. It's very up. So let's see whether the price will be coming up for the another opportunity that is going to have for the entry of buys, right? The other day we were analyzing the news, so we was very intact on analyzing this news, and I promised a masterclass for that. It's already short. The editor is doing his thing, so it's becoming up. We're going to have a masterclass for the news. Very easy, very simple. I also did that some years back, but just with some knowledge and then now you see the entry that we ended yesterday was actually so nice, and I think that is still driving the USD JPY all the way up, and I think probably the time will be touching 767 before you touch 159. Before we touch 159, we actually might be heading to at least this zone that are in through here, which is less than 158. So the moment we get 158, if you are going to get 158, if you are going to be getting 158 or below 158, it's going to actually to be a very nice point for entry. That is going to be a buy zone. If you look keenly on the prices of gold on out there, it's really performing. It's really interesting. We are still moving up. Gold is really creating high highs. Like I think yesterday, we end 46.42. That was new high, and I think this is the time we drew this line yesterday, and we might be getting these prices actually to 4700. And I remember once we hit 4700, that is where we are targeting to have a big sell-off. We are actually going to scale in for a sell, as the market now will be moving towards the downside. But this is the zone that I really promised you, and I told you once this market breaks this zone, don't buy here. These are the range that I'm really telling you that you don't really have to buy across this area. You just have to fear this area. So inside between here and here, right? Okay, let me so in between this, don't attempt any buy. Let me let it down here. It's really good to know. These are the mistakes that can cost you everything.
progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman when I first started. Losses were often, now I can hit my targets, even when it's dark. And it's important to acknowledge all of my involvement. This don't come out of nowhere, had to show endurance. And you know it's authentic, no copy, it's just me. Loyal to my destiny, can't give up, it's meant to be. They think it's too good to be true, I call it realty. For those who have eyes, I provide transparency, a vision that can't be unseen. You can try it yourself, whether on a demo account or on your own wealth. The method is so simple, the indicator's so simple. All you gotta do is tune in and pay attention. Hey, you see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living and profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like Dun Tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. See how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living and profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like Dun Tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. Had to become a marksman. Operation Wealth Ascension 2026 done, no? Dun Tech Forex. Operation Wealth Ascension 2026 done, no? Dun Tech Forex.
Let's try to find some entries. I'm closing this. Let's try and scalp on this for the entries for the gold. Let's see whether we can get another 500. Yeah, I think we might actually be moving up, but in case this market, you make sure that you place your stop loss around 45. This is 45.67 or 70, because once this market breaks that, then you are cooked. Everything is cooked. Things will be crazy. Yeah, the market is still moving, so let's try.
Making a living and profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like Dun Tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman when I first started. Losses were often, now I can hit my targets, even when it's dark. And it's important to acknowledge all of my involvement. This don't come out of nowhere, had to show endurance. And you know it's authentic, no copy, it's just me. Loyal to my destiny, can't give up, it's meant to be. They think it's too good to be true, I call it realty. For those who have eyes, I provide transparency, a vision that can't be unseen. You can try it yourself, whether on a demo account or on your own wealth. The method is so simple, the indicator's so simple. All you gotta do is tune in and pay attention. Hey, you see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living and profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like Dun Tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. See how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living and profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like Dun Tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. Had to become a marksman.
So this market might actually continue. Okay, we might be heading to the higher prices, but look at this. This is crazy. That's crazy. when this gold actually touches this, we might actually be moving towards the downside. The market actually might be selling all the way down. This is for the scalpers. I'm waiting for the USD JPY to actually show below. That is below the prices, below 400 or below 500, 400 and something. I think that will be a good starting point to buy from this market though. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman when I first started. Losses were often, now I can hit my targets even when it's dark. And it's important to acknowledge all of my involvement. This don't come out of nowhere, had to show endurance. And you know it's authentic, no copy, it's just me. Loyal to my destiny, can't give up, it's meant to be. They think it's too good to be true, I call it reality. For those who have eyes, I provide transparency, a vision that can't be unseen. You can try it yourself, whether on a demo account or on your own wealth. The method is so simple, the indicator so simple. All you gotta do is tune in and pay attention. Hey, you see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. See how I'm flexing and flossing, making a for this price to move downside, for this price to move towards the downside, we need to break this. We need to break this area here. So this is a scalping mode. Remember our targets, where we have our biggest target. We have the target on the top, and also we have the target downside. That is on the daily time frame. This is just for maybe today and tomorrow, or maybe before the end of the day. We are already in the London session, before the all up on the New York session. We really want to see whether this market is really going to break this. The reason for this, we might actually be this breakout here. So assume now we are really going to penetrate with this. I think this is going to be interesting. So this is the only index that we really have. But once you see this market actually dropping below this, just know once we touch this, the market is really going to break this. So we have a possibility for this market to break this zone out. So probably you're on a buy zones, or you're buying right now, and you think that the prices are really not yet. It actually might be creating even more lows for the gold. If you're really on this, might be creating even lower prices for the gold. Making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman when I first started. Losses were often, now I can hit my targets. Even had to show endurance, and you know it's authentic.
watching, wanna live like done tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. Had to become a marksman.
Yo.
Operation Wealth Ascension. 2020 cents done, no. Done Tech Forex. Operation Wealth Ascension.
So are we really going to get that?
Done Tech Forex. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman when I first started. Losses were often, now I can hit my targets. Even when it's dark, and it's important to acknowledge all of my involvement. This don't come out of nowhere, had to show endurance. And you know it's authentic, no copy, it's just me. Loyal to my destiny, can't give up, it's meant to be. They think it's too good to be true, I call it reality. For those who have eyes, I provide transparency, a vision that can't be unseen. You can try it yourself, whether on a demo account or on your own wealth. The method is so
Yeah. So
indicated, so simple. All you gotta do is tune in and pay attention. Hey, you see how I'm flexing and flossing? Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. See how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless.
yes. Testing.
Had to become a marksman. See how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They
Testing.
often, now I can hit my targets. Even when it's dark, and it's important to acknowledge all of my involvement. This don't come out of nowhere, had to show endurance. And you know it's authentic, no copy, it's just me. Loyal to my destiny, can't give up, it's meant to be. They think it's too good to be true, I call it reality. For those who have eyes, I provide transparency, a vision that can't be unseen. You can try it yourself, whether on a demo account or on your own wealth. The method is so simple, the indicator so simple. All you gotta do is tune in and pay attention.
Yes.
You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a
So we are moving up.
flossing, making a living in profit.
The last prices that we're really going to have here. This is the and I think that is the place. So what I'm going to do here,
Had to become a marksman.
yeah, that one.
Operation Wealth Ascension. 2020 cents done, no. Done Tech Forex. Operation Wealth Ascension. 2020 cents done, no.
So I hope it's really going to return from this place. Yeah. This place here. Up this price is really going to short all the way to here again. And once maybe we're going to test at this region here again, I think now might be breaking throughout this one. And once we start these breaking zones here, then of course this is the most index that we have in this market to break this region that we have.
It's just me, loyal to my destiny, can't give up, it's meant to be. They think it's too good to be true, I call it reality. For those who have eyes, I provide transparency, a vision that can't be unseen. You can try it yourself, whether on a demo account and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like Dunn Tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. See how I'm flexing and flossing.
This is the highest I'm going to give the USD JPY.
Wanna live like Dunn Tech.
This is the highest I'm going to give USD JPY. Before it hit that prices, or maybe when it hit that one, I expect the prices is actually to start moving down. Son.
For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman when I first started. Losses were often, now I can hit my targets even when it's dark. And it's important to acknowledge all of my involvement. This don't come out of nowhere, had to show endurance. And you know it's authentic, no copy, it's just me. Loyal to my destiny, can't give up, it's meant to be. They think it's too good to be true, I call it realty. For those who have eyes, I provide transparency, a vision that can't be unseen. You can try it yourself, whether on a demo account or on your own wealth. The method is so simple, the indicator so simple. All you gotta do is tune in and pay attention. Hey, you see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like Dunn Tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. See how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like Dunn Tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. Had to become a marksman.
This is the highest I'm going to give the
Operation Wealth
gold.
Ascension.
If the passes this one, then the prices actually might be continue to move up. But I'm still a bit to see. Continues towards the downside.
2026 Dunn Tech Forex. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like Dunn Tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman when I first started. Losses were often, now I can hit my targets even when it's dark. And it's important to acknowledge all of my involvement. This don't come out of nowhere, had to show endurance. And you know it's authentic, no copy, it's just me. Loyal to my destiny, can't give up, it's meant to be. They think it's too good to be true, I call it realty. For those who have eyes, I provide transparency, a vision that can't be unseen. You can try it yourself, whether on a demo account or on your own wealth. The method is so simple, the indicator so simple. All you gotta do is tune in and pay attention. Hey, you see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like Dunn Tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like Dunn Tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like Dunn Tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman when I first started. Losses were often, now I can hit my targets even when it's dark. And it's important to acknowledge all of my involvement. This don't come out of nowhere, had to show endurance. And you know it's authentic, no copy, it's just me. Loyal to my destiny, can't give up, it's meant to be. They think it's too good to be true, I call it realty. For those who have eyes, I provide transparency, a vision that can't be unseen. You can try it yourself, whether on a demo account or on your own wealth. The method is so simple, the indicator so simple. All you gotta do is tune in and pay attention. Hey, you see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like Dunn Tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like Dunn Tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters, it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. Operation Wealth Ascension. 2026, done no. Done Tech Forex. Operation Wealth Ascension. 2026, done no. Done Tech Forex. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living and profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done Tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless, they couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman when I first started. Losses were often, now I can hit my targets, even when it's dark. And it's important to acknowledge all of my involvement. This don't come out of nowhere, had to show endurance. And you know it's authentic, no copy, it's just me. Loyal to my destiny, can't give up, it's meant to be. They think it's too good to be true, I call it reality. For those who have eyes, I provide transparency, a vision that can't be unseen. You can try it yourself, whether on a demo account or on your own wealth. The method is so simple, the indicator's so simple. All you gotta do is tune in and pay attention. Hey, you see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living and profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done Tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless, they couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living and profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done Tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless, they couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living and profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done Tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless, they couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman when I first started. Losses were often, now I can hit my targets, even when it's dark. And it's important to acknowledge all of my involvement. This don't come out of nowhere, had to show endurance. And you know it's authentic, no copy, it's just me. Loyal to my destiny, can't give up, it's meant to be. They think it's too good to be true, I call it reality. For those who have eyes, I provide transparency, a vision that can't be unseen. You can try it yourself, whether on a demo account or on your own wealth. The method is so simple, the indicator's so simple. All you gotta do is tune in and pay attention. Hey, you see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living and profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done Tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless, they couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living and profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done Tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless, they couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. Had to become a marksman. Operation Wealth Ascension. 2026, done no. Done Tech Forex. Operation Wealth Ascension. 2026, done no. Done Tech Forex. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living and profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done Tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless, they couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman when I first started. Losses were often, now I can hit my targets, even when it's dark. And it's important to acknowledge all of my involvement. This don't come out of nowhere, had to show endurance. And you know it's authentic, no copy, it's just me. Loyal to my destiny, can't give up, it's meant to be. They think it's too good to be true, I call it reality. For those who have eyes, I provide transparency, a vision that can't be unseen. You can try it yourself, whether on a demo account or on your own wealth. The method is so simple, the indicator's so simple. All you gotta do is tune in and pay attention. Hey, you see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living and profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done Tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless, they couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living and profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done Tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless, they couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless, they couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman when I first started. Losses were often, now I can hit my targets even when it's dark. And it's important to acknowledge all of my involvement. This don't come out of nowhere, had to show endurance. And you know it's authentic, no copy, it's just me. Loyal to my destiny, can't give up, it's meant to be. They think it's too good to be true, I call it realty. For those who have eyes, I provide transparency, a vision that can't be unseen. You can try it yourself, whether on a demo account or on your own wealth. The method is so simple, the indicator's so simple. All you gotta do is tune in and pay attention. Hey, you see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless, they couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless, they couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. Had to become a marksman. Operation Wealth Ascension 2020 sets done, no. Done tech Forex. Operation Wealth Ascension 2020 sets done, no. Done tech Forex. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless, they couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman when I first started. Losses were often, now I can hit my targets even when it's dark. And it's important to acknowledge all of my involvement. This don't come out of nowhere, had to show endurance. And you know it's authentic, no copy, it's just me. Loyal to my destiny, can't give up, it's meant to be. They think it's too good to be true, I call it realty. For those who have eyes, I provide transparency, a vision that can't be unseen. You can try it yourself, whether on a demo account or on your own wealth. The method is so simple, the indicator's so simple. All you gotta do is tune in and pay attention. Hey, you see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless, they couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless, they couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless, they couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman when I first started. Losses were often, now I can hit my targets even when it's dark. And it's important to acknowledge all of my involvement. This don't come out of nowhere, had to show endurance. And you know it's authentic, no copy, it's just me. Loyal to my destiny, can't give up, it's meant to be. They think it's too good to be true, I call it realty. For those who have eyes, I provide transparency, a vision that can't be unseen. You can try it yourself, whether on a demo account or on your own wealth. The method is so simple, the indicator's so simple. All you gotta do is tune in and pay attention. Hey, you see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless, they couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless, they couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. Had to become a marksman. Operation Wealth Ascension 2020 sets done, no. Done tech Forex. Operation Wealth Ascension. 2026, done no. Done Tech Forex. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living and profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done Tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless, they couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman when I first started. Losses were often, now I can hit my targets, even when it's dark. And it's important to acknowledge all of my involvement. This don't come out of nowhere, had to show endurance. And you know it's authentic, no copy, it's just me. Loyal to my destiny, can't give up, it's meant to be. They think it's too good to be true, I call it reality. For those who have eyes, I provide transparency, a vision that can't be unseen. You can try it yourself, whether on a demo account or on your own wealth. The method is so simple, the indicator so simple. All you gotta do is tune in and pay attention. Hey, you see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living and profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done Tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless, they couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living and profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done Tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless, they couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living and profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done Tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless, they couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman when I first started. Losses were often, now I can hit my targets, even when it's dark. And it's important to acknowledge all of my involvement. This don't come out of nowhere, had to show endurance. And you know it's authentic, no copy, it's just me. Loyal to my destiny, can't give up, it's meant to be. They think it's too good to be true, I call it reality. For those who have eyes, I provide transparency, a vision that can't be unseen. You can try it yourself, whether on a demo account or on your own wealth. The method is so simple, the indicator so simple. All you gotta do is tune in and pay attention. Hey, you see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living and profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done Tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless, they couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living and profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done Tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless, they couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. Had to become a marksman. Operation Wealth Ascension. 2026, done no. Done Tech Forex. Operation Wealth Ascension. 2026, done no. Done Tech Forex. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living and profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done Tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless, they couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman when I first started. Losses were often, now I can hit my targets, even when it's dark. And it's important to acknowledge all of my involvement. This don't come out of nowhere, had to show endurance. And you know it's authentic, no copy, it's just me. Loyal to my destiny, can't give up, it's meant to be. They think it's too good to be true, I call it reality. For those who have eyes, I provide transparency, a vision that can't be unseen. You can try it yourself, whether on a demo account or on your own wealth. The method is so simple, the indicator so simple. All you gotta do is tune in and pay attention. Hey, you see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living and profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done Tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless, they couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living and profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done Tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless, they couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. See how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living and profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done Tech Forex, turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless, they couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman when I first started. Losses were often, now I can hit my target. living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman. Had to become a marksman. Operation Wealth Ascension 2026 done no Done Tech Forex. Operation Wealth Ascension 2026 done no Done Tech Forex. You see how I'm flexing and flossing, making a living in profit. Shout out to the viewers that's watching. Wanna live like done tech Forex. Turn the pain into progress. For them haters it's heartless. They couldn't stop this regardless. Had to become a marksman when I first started. Losses were often, now I can hit my targets even when it's dark. And it's important to acknowledge all of my involvement. This don't come out of nowhere, had to show endurance. And you know it's authentic, no copy, it's just me. Loyal to my destiny, can't give up.